What's up? Welcome to the Philly Fantasy Journal podcast where we talk fantasy football throughout the off season and throughout the year. So I'm gonna get straight to the point with it. So news just broke that Aaron Rodgers is indeed flying out to sign with the Steelers, and that was one of the rumors throughout the NFL offseason. It was also rumored that they could possibly look at people like Kirk Cousins as well, but Aaron Rodgers seemed to be the favorite, and it has been confirmed. So, from a fantasy football perspective, here's what I think about it. Right, when I'm researching for the upcoming season with fantasy football and researching the teams, the additions that were made, I'm not excited about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, and here's why. Their offense seems to be is very vanilla, and I don't believe that with Aaron Rodgers going there, it's going to make a difference. The Steelers are one of the most stubborn teams in the NFL. The Steelers, they don't want to get with the times. They want to basically do what brought them success over their organization. They're a ground and pound team that wants to play defense. But here's the thing. When you have Mike Tomlin and Aaron Arthur Smith as the head points, like the focal points of the offensive scheme, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Everybody knows, and if you're really into fantasy football like I am, Arthur Smith is a death trap, in my opinion, for fantasy football and offenses that he's a part of. He wants to run the ball. And their offenses lack creativity. So I'm not buying Aaron Rodgers being a Steeler and being the quarterback that he's going to somehow magically transform this offense and make players like DK Metcalf a wide receiver one, who DK Metcalf over the last 3 years has been wide receiver 15, wide receiver 16th, and over last year, I believe he was wide receiver 32. A steep drop-off. The Steelers traded for DK Metcalf, and you think earlier before they traded George Pickens that, okay, they got George Pickens, they got DK Metcalf, maybe the philosophy is changing, but they traded George Pickens. And honestly, they traded George Pickens, in my opinion, because he questioned how the organization was run. And he was completely right. Like, if you're a wide receiver, if I was an NFL wide receiver in a parallel universe, I would not want to play for the Steelers. They are not a team that's going to create enough volume to, in my opinion, make DK Metcalf valuable. Now, yes, he'll probably have his games where he explode and has 8, 9, maybe even 10 receptions for 100+ yards and get you 2-3 touchdowns, and we're gonna be like, oh, okay. But most of them games that they're about to have is not going to lead to nowhere. Like, people are going to rush out, they're going to draft DK Metcalf, and they're probably going to overdraft him, probably even reach for him, because Aaron Rodgers is attached to the offense now, and they're going to be drafting based on name value. Like, Aaron Rodgers at this point of his career, he's not a person I would trust to put a wide receiver over the top. Like, I just don't see it. Like, we've seen what happened over the last 3 years. First year with the Jets, got injured. Tough luck. And the crazy thing is, that first year with the Jets, if he didn't get injured, that probably was going to be the last year of viable Aaron Rodgers, somewhat okay Aaron Rodgers stats. Second year, he looked like a former, not all the way, but most of the points throughout the season, he didn't look like what we know Aaron Rodgers to be. This Pittsburgh Steelers offense has not been fantasy relevant, in my opinion, since the days of Big Ben, when they had Antonio Brown and Deontay Johnson. Like, how can I put my trust into this offense? Like, we know the defense is good. The defense is going to keep them in games. But I can't, as a fantasy football GM, a person that has been playing this game since I was 13. I'm 35 now. I got about 20. This is my 22nd year going into playing fantasy football. The vibes are not good. They're not good with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They signed, they drafted a good, I believe it was good left tackle, and what's his name? I believe his name is Will Johnson or something. I could be wrong. You correct me if I'm wrong. but I just don't see it. And yeah, you have Caleb Johnson, Najee Harris is not there. You got Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren, but I'm not sold on the Steelers offensive line. Like, people are banking that the run game is going to be better, but I'm not sold on the Steelers offensive line until they show me. And I'm not sold on their offense just in general until they show me. Their offense is vanilla. It lacks creativity. Until that creativity is there, I'm not trusting Aaron Rodgers or DK Metcalf. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to draft them. Like, I'm not really interested in Aaron Rodgers anyway. Like, I feel like, I can get me two solid quarterbacks in a 12-team league that would do better than Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm not waiting for Aaron Rodgers. Like, if I'm going to, in a 12-team league, if I'm going to wait for a QB, I will rather wait for people like Stafford or Tua or even Dak Prescott to have as my second quarterback or even my first quarterback. And if I just be like, all right, I'm drafting one quarterback, I'll just play the streaming options if I need another quarterback or something like that. But you can't tell me that if you have faith in the Steelers offense, then so be it. But me, I don't have faith in it. I don't have faith in it. I'm not overdrafting the Steelers offense. Caleb Johnson might be a sneaky sleeper, but he's still a stash at this point. Till their offense shows some creativity and their offensive line plays better to develop better run lanes for their running backs, I'm not trusting it. I just can't. Like, DK Metcalf, just in general, in my opinion, for him to outdo his current ranking or ADP, he has to be hyper-targeted. And I don't believe that he's going to be hyper-targeted in this offense. I believe he'll be targeted. It's going to be games they're going to have to pass the ball, but he's not going to be hyper-targeted. So I just don't see it. I just don't see it with the Steelers offense. I'm not excited about it. I'm not excited about the fact that Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. I'm not excited about the fact that DK Metcalf is a Steeler. I'm not excited. And you can do what you want with how you draft your team. I'm not saying don't draft these guys. All I'm saying is I'm not excited and I'm not going to overdraft them. So that's all I have to say. Thank you. Subscribe to the page. Follow my Facebook page, Broad Street Bullies Fantasy Football. I commission pay leagues. If you want in, if you're following, just let me know. Join the page. Shoot me a message. Say you see my YouTube channel. I got some spots available. I'm even willing to create other leagues if, people want to get in on more leagues. It doesn't matter. But I'm out. Until next time. See you later.